Hello, good morning, and welcome back to Devi Daily Yoga for this peaceful morning yin yoga class. We're going to move through a sequence that gently stretches into the whole body to help awaken our energy for the day. This is good for all levels. We're going to hold the poses for 2 minutes each. You won't need any props, and we'll just go ahead and get started. So come on to hands and knees. We're going to make our way slowly into Tadpole. So we start out in a child's pose, sending the hips back toward the heels. And then as your chest stays lifted, just let your knees inch wider to the point where you start feeling a stretch in your inner thighs, in your groin. And then you can settle down, maybe your forehead on the ground, maybe a block under your forehead. So your knees might come wider than the mat, or they might stay inside the edges of the mat. It's up to you and whatever stretch you're feeling right now in the inner groin, inner thigh. And now with your next breath, can you inhale right down into the low belly and exhale up and out through the nose. Another breath in through the nose and down to the belly. And exhale, bring it all the way back up and out through the nose. And let yourself settle into the stillness of this posture now. Allow your energy to start calming down. Greeting your body today with gentleness. And slowly come up now. Return to hands and knees. We'll come into swan pose. We'll slide the left knee forward and turn on the shin and settle back. We'll begin in the Up-Swan and do this just for 1 minute, where the hands come to the sides and lift up through your chest. Find the back bend here where the front of your right thigh stretches and the front of your hip flexors. Lift up through the crown of the head. I like to sometimes take my left hand on top of my knee, right hand on top of the foot, which just gives a little bit of extra height here. And breathe in to open up through the chest. Exhale, softening the shoulder blades down the back. Spreading out through the collarbones. And soften down through the hip. And now we'll settle it forward into our sleeping swan pose for 2 minutes. Here you can come onto your elbows, or you could rest your forehead on a yoga block, or rest your head on your hands, or on the floor in front of you. The target area is the buttocks on the left side. So you can shift your hips around, and if it feels better, you could take deer pose, which is just a variation of this, where the knee comes up and you can rest on the elbows or again down on the head, whichever feels more comfortable. Making any little micro adjustments you need to for total comfort, so that you can begin to settle into a relatively still position. And once you're there, draw the breath in through the nose and bring it all the way down to the belly. Exhale back up and out through the nose. Slowly release Sleeping Swan. Come up and return to hands and knees. And from hands and knees, we will slide the right knee forward now. And turn on the shin, settle the hips back, preparing for upright swan. For 1 minute, hands come back and you lift up through your chest, roll your shoulders back and lift through the crown of the head. And option to take the hand up on the knee, right hand on the knee, left hand on the foot if you want that extra bit of height. Wherever you are, settling downward through the left hip and the left thigh. Finding the sense of a back bend here. And take a deep breath in as you lift up a little more through the crown of your head. And as you exhale, can you relax your left thigh a little more? And soften down now onto the elbows or down onto the forehead, adjusting as you need to so you find the stretch here in the right glutes. Option once again to lean all the way over on the right hip and come forward, or bend the back knee up for the deer pose variation. Once you have found a place where your body can begin to rest, draw the breath in through the nose, all the way down to the belly. Exhale from the belly, up and out through the nose. Slowly rise up. And from here, make your way into a seated position for Dragonfly pose. This is our wide leg seated forward bend, and you could choose to sit on top of a cushion for this. I'm going to come forward. You have the option to use a yoga block or two under your elbows or under your forehead. Coming forward to your edge. The edge that we want to find in yin yoga is one where it's not so intense that we are kind of resisting the sensation with our mind, which can cause us to tighten our muscles up against the resistance. But instead, that place where the stretch is gentle enough to invite this sense of surrender and of really just letting gravity do the work. And here at your edge, can you draw the breath in to the inner thighs, to the stretch of the groin area, and exhale and soften and relax this area a little bit more. Slowly come up and slowly make your way onto your belly now for Sphinx. As we rest on the elbows and forearms, we'll let the legs come to whatever distance feels good, either closer together or as wide as your mat, or anywhere in between that feels good to create this stretch in the sacrum and the lumbar spine, which is your lower back. And feel the way that the belly is pressing gently into the ground. Feel the way the elbows are pressing into the ground. And can you gently lift up from here to rise up through the crown of your head? As you take your next inhale, bring it from the nose all the way down to the belly. And exhale from the belly up and out through the nose. You can stay right here if you're feeling enough sensation, or if you want more sensation, you could lift up for the second half of the pose into seal with straight arms. Wherever you are, can you take a breath right into your sacrum now, at the very base of the spine? Exhale and relax the muscles at the base of the spine. Relax the connective tissues and the network of fascia here. Slowly release, resting forehead all the way down on the ground. Press the hips up and back now to child's pose. And rest for 1 minute in child's pose. Feel the spine bending in the opposite direction as you take a deep breath into your lower back. Exhale from the lower back out through the nose. And slowly come back up and into a seated position for our last pose, which is caterpillar, our seated forward bend over two legs. Once again, your choice if you'd like to sit up on a cushion, and as you come forward, your hands could rest on your shins, your ankles, or your feet or the floor, and you could choose to have a couple yoga blocks between your legs to rest your forehead on. This pose is kind of the ultimate back body stretch, the ultimate spine stretch. And the spine, as its energies spread out through the whole body, we are also stretching the whole back of the legs, back of the hips, back of the neck. Take a deep breath in through the nose and into the spine. And from the spine, exhale back up and out through the nose. Slowly rise up and come into our final position, which is seated in Seiza. Sit right on your heels, or if this isn't comfortable, go ahead and sit cross legs or any way that is comfortable where you can have your spine upright. And we'll take our final Shavasana rest here. You could also choose to lie back in Shavasana. Before morning practice, I often like to end in a seated position like this. If you're in Seiza, you can fold your hands in your lap, palms facing up. And feel now this uprightness of the spine. Feel the energy of the spine after stretching in all different directions, awakening these internal energies. Draw a deep breath in through the nose, down the spinal column, all the way to the tailbone. Exhale from the tailbone, up the spine, and back out through the nose. Take 2 more full body spinal breaths like this. Inhale, down the spine to the tailbone. Exhale, back up and out through the nose. One more time. And now place your palms together in front of your heart and joining to chant Om to wake up the voice with some vibration around the heart. We're going to Om from the heart today, chanting 3 times. Let's inhale. And that is the end of our Yin Yoga practice for this morning. I hope you enjoyed it, and I want to thank you for practicing with Devi Daily Yoga. If you like this video, please hit that thumbs up and subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell. If you are interested in going deeper with me, you can check out my yoga membership site, and I also have a 50-hour Yin Yoga teacher training. You can find links to these down below or up here in the cards. Thanks again for joining me. I will see you in the next video.